Ladies and gentlemen, with the Toronto Blue Jays still in Buffalo, once again to play their home games, I thought it'd be nice to talk about the history of baseball in Buffalo. That history flows through the Buffalo Bisons franchise. The first version of the franchise was one of the original 12 MLB teams, and they were around from 1879 until 1885. Their colors were gold and black, and they had two ballparks in their history, Riverside Park, which is now the neighborhood of Prospect Hill, and Olympic Park, now the Buffalo Academy for Visual and Performing Arts. The team managed to stay above 500 for 5 of their 7 seasons in existence, while also playing in the National League. Their decent success did not hold them, though, from being folded in 1885. After their folding in 1885, the franchise returned in the second of its eventual 3 versions. This time they'd be named the, wait for it, Buffalo Bisons. Wow, what a great and original name. In 1886, the Bisons became one of the original members of the International League, but they moved to the American League, the AL, in 1900. This was another major league that the Bisons would be playing in, and then swiftly kicked out of unceremoniously. In 1901, they joined the Eastern League, which was some minor league action for the Bisons. The second version of the Bisons won their minor league in 1933, 1936, 1957, and 1961. Not bad. They hung around in the International League until 1970, but that didn't mean the franchise was stable. They nearly relocated in 1955, but were saved. In 1960 and early 1961, the Bisons had to start playing in the Buffalo War Memorial Stadium because their old ballpark, the Offerman Stadium, was old and slightly in a dangerous area. Offerman Stadium was built in the deteriorating part of Buffalo, now known as the East Side. Attendance at this point was falling, and the franchise was on the verge of bankruptcy. And in an act of desperation, the team became affiliated with the Montreal Expos. However, the Expos decided to move the Bisons to Winnipeg in June of 1970. Isn't that ironic? The Bisons tried to become stable by latching onto a stable MLB organization, and they, of course, latched onto the Montreal Expos, who, as we all know, would later relocate. With the second version of the Buffalo Bisons now gone, it was apparent that the city of Buffalo hadn't missed a beat. In the 70s, the Bills were great at being mediocre. The Sabres had made the Stanley Cup Finals off the backs of Gilbert Perreault, and the Braves were somehow still a thing. It was clear that the city of Buffalo was saturated with sports. So what was the next great twist for the Bison story? Well, it all had to do with one man, and that man was Mayor James D. Griffin. Griffin wanted a professional baseball team back in Buffalo to flex the city's muscle, and in 1979, he was finally able to do that. The current-day Buffalo Bisons was established in 1979, and it was meant to be a continuation of the previous 2 baseball franchises with the same name. They began play at the War Memorial Stadium once again. Steve Demeter was the first manager for the third installment of the Bisons, but he only lasted 2 seasons. Over the next 3 years, 3 more managers would have a go at it. The team was a mess and the organization was poorly run. However, in 1983, the franchise was sold to businessman Robert E. Rich Jr., the billionaire of Buffalo. He upgraded the then Double-A team to a Triple-A league in 1985. During the late 80s, the Bisons' popularity grew in Buffalo. This is in large part due to the success of many players, including Steve Christmas, Joe DeSalle, and more. The team's play also started to improve. They went from 7th place to 5th place, regressed to 6th, and then to 2nd and 3rd place finishes. In 1988, Rich decided to move the team into the heart of downtown Buffalo to the Pilot Field. During the next season, the Bisons broke the all-time record for cumulative minor league attendance. The team was mediocre, finishing 72-70 with Rocky Bridges as the manager, but that didn't stop the fans from getting excited. The team then won a couple more division titles, and with all the momentum on their side, the Bisons decided to bid and try to become an MLB team in 1993. Buffalo was among 6 serious contenders for the 2 expansion spots, but in the end they were denied. The Rockies and the Marlins both became teams, and that left the Bisons once again in the minor league. Shortly thereafter, the team switched their major league affiliate to the Cleveland Indians, and that remained so until 2008. during this time as the Indians affiliate in the minor league, they once again tried to become an MLB team, and that was in 1998. And after this, denying, the fan involvement declined. Low attendance and poor sales plagued the Bisons, and it seemed that history was once again repeating itself. It was strange because in 1997, 98, and 2004, the team had won a couple more minor league titles, and it seemed that people didn't care about the minor league action. After a change from the Indians to the Mets, and then to the Toronto Blue Jays, the Bisons have seemed to stay afloat. Salins Field, their current ballpark, is the biggest minor league ballpark out there, and it was just given a $5 million upgrade by the Blue Jays organization so that they too can play there. The history of the Buffalo Bisons is one of great twists, a lot of playing second fiddle and ballpark issues. With no clear end to being second fiddle, the Bisons have been left in a state of limbo.